So just reading this quote quickly, over time, AI will be the biggest technological shift we see in our lifetimes. It's bigger than the shift from desktop computing to mobile, and it may be bigger than the internet itself. It's a fundamental rewiring of technology and an incredible accelerant of human ingenuity. It's a pretty interesting quote coming from the CEO of a company that is essentially the biggest architect and winner from the internet. That's Google, and it's Sundar Pichai. As the title intimates here, we think it's early within this cycle. The chart on the left is a great illustration of these prior cycles: PC, internet, cloud, and so on, as well as their winners. And as we highlighted before, each prior technology continues to build on the last, which enables this cumulative compounding innovation, as well as potential for exponential growth. And as this slide on the image on the left highlights, we believe generative AI is really the foundation layer for this next cycle. And the chart on the right is quite informative as to where we are within. So it's really delving into the actual AI cycle. Looking through it, we're really still in phase one, which began late 2022 with OpenAI's GPT 3.5 and the scaling of ChatGPT. I think at that point, people began to realize that large language models had hit an inflection point in functionality. And what this did is it spurred the start of a huge CapEx wave by the cloud giants, notably Microsoft, Google, Amazon. And to best handle these AI workloads, the data center effectively needed to be completely rewired and re-architected away from CPU, which is general compute, towards parallel GPU compute. The major initial beneficiaries of what I'll say phase 1A of this AI core infrastructure build out have been companies like NVIDIA, who's a leader in GPUs as well as related software, along with players like Supermicro and Arista Networks. The winners will begin to evolve as we move through this actual cycle, similar to how we've seen with internet and smartphones. But the winners, as you move to re-architect the data center and then shift to different workloads, will change as you progress throughout that process. Notably, networking is becoming a lot more important as inference workloads are growing relative to training workloads. So what I'll say is phase 1A is really focused on building out the data center and the infrastructure for training, which is what you need to do first for a lot of these large language and other AI-related models. And then you move on to inference, which requires a different type of chip as well as different networking approaches. So that's kind of the phase one and really where we are today. We got a glimpse of phase two with the Apple Intelligence Day. That's kind of a sneak peek into what it might look like. So what phase two will be is edge AI. It's basically adding intelligence to all of our unstructured data on our phone, as an example of an edge device. The best positioned companies here will be those that have proprietary data as well as direct consumer ownership. And the second phase will lead to brand new product cycles. So for example, only the latest iPhones will have Apple Intelligence on them. So it's going to require you to upgrade if you want to actually use it. And then quickly, just on phases 3 and 4, that's primarily where the applications will start to come in, as well as likely a whole new app store or some rethinking of it. This will apply to both consumers and enterprises. And what I think you'll see is phase 3, or the initial iterations, will primarily be on the digital side. You can get those out a little bit faster just because it's primarily software. And phase 4, which probably happens kind of simultaneous with a lot of phase 3, will be focused on the physical. So self-driving cars, manufacturing robots. We'll talk a little bit more about that in some of the following slides.